In the scriptural justice system, the highest of the high, the Most High, Yah, is the judge and jury, and the seed of Israel are his children. These are their stories. One Enoch, the elect one, son of man, chosen one passages. 3 Enoch 45, 3-5, open quote, On that day my elect one shall sit on the throne of glory, and he shall try their works, and their places of rest shall be innumerable. The word of his mouth shall slay all the sinners, and all the unrighteous shall perish. Close quote. 3 Enoch 46, 1-4, open quote, There I beheld one who had a head of days, and his head was white like wool. And with him was another being whose countenance had the appearance of a man. His face was full of grace like that of one of the holy angels. Then I asked the angel who went with me concerning that Son of Man, who he was and whence he was. And he answered and said to me, This is the Son of Man who has righteousness, with whom dwelleth righteousness, and who reveals all the treasures of that which is hidden, because the Lord of spirits has chosen him, and his lot has prevailed before the Lord of spirits in uprightness for ever. Close quote. 1 Enoch 48, 2-6. Open quote. At that hour that Son of Man was named before the Lord of spirits, and his name before the head of days. Yea, before the sun and the signs were created, before the stars of heaven were made, his name was named before the Lord of spirits. He shall be a staff to the righteous. In his name shall they be saved, and all the elect shall stand before him. Close quote. Avanath Enoch 49, 1-3, open quote. For wisdom is poured out like water, and glory faileth not before him for evermore. For he is mighty in all the secrets of righteousness, and unrighteousness shall disappear as a shadow, and have no continuance. Because the elect one stands before the Lord of spirits, and his glory is forever and ever. Close quote. 1 Enoch 61, 8-9, open quote. The Lord of spirits placed the elect one on the throne of glory, and he shall judge all the works of the holy above in the heaven, and in the balance shall their deeds be weighed. Close quote. 1 Enoch 62, 2-3, 5-7, open quote. The Lord of spirits seated him on the throne of his glory, and the spirit of righteousness was poured out upon him, and the word of his mouth slays all sinners. The kings and the mighty shall perish before his face, and none shall be able to save themselves. Close quote. 1 Enoch 69, 26-29, open quote. And there was great joy among them, and they blessed and glorified and extolled, because the name of that Son of Man had been revealed to them. He sat on the throne of his glory, and the sum of judgment was given unto him. Close quote. 1 Enoch 70, 14-16, open quote. And that Son of Man was lifted up in the presence of the Lord of spirits, and was named in the presence of the head of days. And before the Lord of spirits he was named the elect one, and all who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him. Close quote. 2. What those passages meant historically. Time of writing, composed between roughly 300 BCE to 100 BCE in Aramaic by Hebraic scribes during the oppression of foreign empires. Elect one, or Son of Man, describes a heaven-appointed human or heavenly agent who executes the Most High's judgment. Two separate figures appear consistently. The head of days, Lord of spirits, the eternal creator. The elect one, Son of Man, the anointed judge and ruler. They are never the same being. Purpose, to reassure the righteous that the Most High will raise up a chosen ruler to punish the watchers and wicked nations. The elect one embodies divine justice but remains chosen and empowered, not self-existent. Language Son of Man here is the first clear use of that title for a messianic deliverer centuries before the Gospels. Before the Son was created, his name was named, is Hebraic idiom for foreordained, not literal pre-existence. 3. How later theology handled it. 1. Early Hebraic believers respected Enoch and read these passages as prophecy of the coming Anointed One. That's why Jude 14-15 quotes Enoch 1, verse 9, word for word. 2. Greek and Latin theologians in the 2nd–4th centuries reread these verses through Platonic philosophy. They turned the elect one beside the Ancient of Days into the eternal Son beside the Father. This became the seed of Logos and Trinity language. 3. Council era, 4th century CE. Western councils, Nicaea 325, Constantinople 381. Wanted a single creed for the empire. Fern Enoch's picture of two distinct heavenly persons, one creator, one appointed judge, didn't fit the new one substance formula. The book also described fallen angels, cosmic judgment, and astronomical cycles that conflicted with Roman cosmology. So Enoch was labelled non-canonical in the Latin world, though it remained scripture in Ethiopia. 4. Result. In the West, people read the Gospels without their Enochic background. When they saw Son of Man and Word, they interpreted them through Greek metaphysics, not through the older Hebraic two-figure vision. The distinct roles, creator versus appointed elect one, merged into the later doctrine of the Trinity. Historical summary, stage, what the text shows. How later Rome read it. Enoch, 300 to 100 BCE, Ancient of Days equals creator, elect one equals appointed ruler and judge. Two beings, clear hierarchy. Second Temple Judaism, 100 BCE to 100 CE, expectation of a coming Son of Man, still distinct from the Most High. Greek and Roman Christianity, 2nd, 4th century CE, philosophical reading, Logos ex eternal divine Son, two blended into one essence. Canon formation, 4th century CE, Enoch omitted from Western canon, doctrine of Trinity solidified. In plain terms, the Book of Enoch is completely genuine as an ancient Hebraic work. In it, the Creator, Lord of Spirits, and the Elect One, Messiah, are two distinct figures, one eternal and uncreated, the other chosen, glorified, and commissioned to judge. That distinction conflicted with the later imperial creed that made Father, Son, and Spirit a single substance, so the text was excluded from Western Bibles. Its survival in Ethiopia preserved the earliest picture of the Messiah as the anointed and elect one of the Most High, not the Most High himself. Welcome to Yah and Order.
I'm just flying high on my horse. I live by peace while you incite wars. I just mind my business, I just mind my business. While you just in your feelings, you just in your feelings.